I just saw somebody post this on Blue Sky. They said, I finally figured out that this level of exhaustion and fatigue is called despair. And oh, that hit home. Today is Tuesday, January 28th. It is afternoon time here in Hawaii. As you can see, I'm at the home office for the time being. Today has been off to the races, and so I didn't have time to make it down to the office. Um, but this is a nerve-wracking time. There are, and there continue to be, a number of political and administrative changes that are directly and immediately impacting the lives of millions of people around the country and around the world. And we are feeling that on a daily basis here with our practice here at Safe House. We are feeling it directly. Our clients are feeling it. The community is feeling it. And it's really, really terrifying and nerve wracking and scary. And it's important for us to acknowledge that. I just wanted to take a few minutes and pop into your day today and give you some love, some encouragement, some support. Again, this is a time where it's understandable, absolutely understandable to be afraid and to be scared and to be unnerved and uneasy and to be feeling worried, not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing how we're going to get through. That's okay to feel that way. And rightfully so. If your body is feeling like it's on edge, if your stomach is upset, if your gut is wrenching, if your physical self is super tense, if you're holding on to a lot of pressure and hurt and pain, you are responding exactly as you are designed to respond for situations such as the ones that we are in now. Your body is communicating to you that this is an incredibly stressful and difficult time that is scary. And we need to be on edge. We need to be concerned and worried. This is our survival instincts kicking in and helping to protect us, helping to keep us safe. So, first and foremost, as we navigate through this time of unknown, we want to give ourselves permission and time to feel what we need to feel. I've been saying this to clients all day long these past 2 weeks. We start by feeling what we need to feel. We do this by identifying and naming our emotions first and foremost. If we don't know what emotion we are currently experiencing or what emotions we're currently experiencing, we can't help ourselves. We can't give ourselves support. So we need to be able to articulate, to pin down, to become aware of what feelings we are currently going through. And keep in mind that you are likely going through a number of emotions all at the same time. But the more that we can name them, the more that we can identify them, the more support we can give to ourselves. So ask yourself, what am I feeling here? Pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel it in your heart, in your chest, check in with your body, with your spirit, with your soulful energy, and just ask, what am I feeling? Am I feeling afraid? Am I feeling scared? Am I feeling worried? Am I feeling uneasy? Am I feeling grief? Am I feeling despair? Am I feeling depression? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling pissed off and resentful? Notice, name, bring attention, and bring concept to what you are feeling. From here, once we have named it, or once we have named everything as much as we can name and identify right here, right now, we want to get curious about where that emotion or where those emotions are coming from. Sometimes it might be super obvious and super clear where they're coming from. We might be able to say, oh, I'm feeling stressed as hell because of all the political shit that's happening. Or I'm feeling really anxious because I don't know where my next meal is going to come from. Or I'm feeling really scared because my trans siblings are being directly impacted by these pressures, these social changes, these executive orders that are coming down. Again, sometimes it can be incredibly clear where those emotions are coming from. Sometimes it might be more obscure. Sometimes we might not be able to nail it down. We might not be able to articulate it, and that's okay too. But we want to get as clear as possible here. So try to find that connection, get curious about that emotion, and find the connection back to the root or the cause or the factor that is playing into the presentation of the emotions that you are currently experiencing. Once we have done this, and once we can identify, we can bring that picture into play, we then want to take action on what we can control. This is one of the hardest parts because there's so much right now that's outside of our control. And it can feel scary to acknowledge that. It can feel really nerve-wracking to say, you know what? It doesn't feel like there's a lot that I can do right now. I can't change what's going on the national level. I can't change what's going on a global level. I can't change what's going on a state level. We want to recognize all the things that we can't control. So that way we can step into that space of acceptance where we can accept the fact that, yeah, I can't directly impact the federal level. I can't directly impact what the people in office are going to do or what they're going to decide. There is a beauty in this acceptance because when we accept something, we then alleviate our own energy and our own pressure of trying to change it. This is actually a gift back to ourself because now we're not spinning our wheels into something that we can't and that we don't have any control over, but that allows us to shift our focus, to shift our attention, and to reframe it on what we can control, the things that we actually can do. So we acknowledge the things that are outside of our hands, and then we spin it back around into, but what is it that I can do today? What can I do to help myself feel better? What can I do to help my friends feel better? What can I do to help my siblings feel better? What can I do to help my queer community feel better? What can I do to help my family feel better? However that looks for you. We then start to take that look at what is that direct action that I can take to make things as best as possible as I can for this point in time. When we do this, this is our ability of giving our power back. And so now we're stepping into that plane of, you know what? There is things that I can do. There are things that I can do. Yes, while there is so much shit that is happening to me, there are also things that I can do to navigate through it as best as we can right now. We want to find what action that we can take because the more action that we can take, the better that we will feel. A lot of times, especially on global and national levels, it does feel like there are things that are outside of our control. It feels like most of it's outside of our control, but there's always, always, always a silver lining. And there's always another way to look at something. And so, for everything that is outside of our hands, there's something here that we can control. Focus on those things because those are going to be your saving graces. Those are going to be what's giving you peace throughout these next 4 years. And then lastly, from here, we focus on community. Community is going to be the number one thing these next 4 years to get us by. And here, I'm not talking about surface level community. I'm talking about deep, enriching, authentic, genuine connections, people that we can reach out to and say, hey, I'm having a really difficult time. I need help. Or how are you doing? Let me know how you are doing. How can we come together to support one another? What does a support look like? How can we huddle together, literally and figuratively? Community is going to be our mechanism for connection, for peace, for guidance, for safety as we navigate through this turbulence. So find your community. Again, not that surface level community, but that deep, powerful, emotional, I see you as a human and I love you and I care for you, that type of community. Set the boundaries that you need to set. Limit your social media use, limit your news intake, but also stay informed as you need to keep yourself and your community protected. Again, focus on your safety, and that includes your psychological safety, your emotional safety, your mental safety, your spiritual safety, your sexual safety, all forms of safety. Focus on that first and foremost each and every day. Check in with your emotions, name how you are feeling, get curious about what's connected to them, find what you can control, and find your community. If myself or any of our Safe House coaches can be of support to you, please let us know anytime. You can schedule a session with any one of us at safehousewellness.com. That is SAFEHAUS wellness.com. And for each and every single client, we operate on a sliding scale. So no matter your income, we have options for support available to you, including completely sponsored sessions for those who are eligible, thanks to Safe House Foundation. So Let me know. Let us know how we can be here for you. You're not alone. We are part of that deep community that's here with you. I love you. Take great care. We'll talk soon.